11 goals total. And we're not even to the halfway point of period number 2. North Dakota up by 1 here in the West Region semis. Take a look at this. In the first 5 minutes of the first period, there were 4 goals scored. In the first 5 minutes of the second period, 4 more goals scored.
Well, sooner or later, one of these teams is going to have to think about playing a little D. There's no doubt both of them can score. But when you get to this point in the hockey game, yes, you got to keep coming, you got to keep playing, but you got to play better defensively.
Ryan Duncan, we talked about him being a Hobie finalist, has it taken off his stick in that corner. Bruce Summers trying to clear it out, held in by the Sioux. And now this play is going to be whistled down. A penalty coming up. We got a penalty? Yes, it's going to be on Michigan. A penalty against the Wolverines, and it's going to go against Summers. I didn't see it.
Well, right there in the corner, you could see Summers stepping up into the play. And earlier in the game, we saw that roughing, you know, the hand to the helmet, bringing it up to the face. And I think that's what Summers, he follows through. He does a good job playing the body and getting physical, but you got to control your arms a little bit. When you bring him up high, he gets Oshie coming in on the boards. He brings it up high, gets it around the face mask, and they're going to make that call.
Well, North Dakota with 4 power play goals in this hockey game. They got the man advantage again. Here's Chorney. 7 minutes, 40 seconds into the period. Time the penalty. There's Bina. Circle the side of the net for Duncan. There's Bina again. Moving in. Shot goes just wide. Oshie. Backhand scores. Holy cow. From the side of the net on the backhand from a very shallow angle. Oshie got it by Sauer.
And then, you know, we talk about the boards. We talked about at the beginning of this hockey game, the play off the boards. Right there, Bina, he misses the net wide, but that thing rebounds, and Oshie's just standing right there. Sauer's not able, I think he's kind of out front in the shot, but he's not able to move back and get close enough to that pipe, and Oshie's able to tuck it in. This is not a very good goal given up by Sauer because he gets out, he's not able to pop back up, move quick enough to get in. But Oshie, there's a reason why this is, and this one actually, it looked like it went off the side of the net, hit the goaltender Skeet, who was sliding back, and ended up in the back of the net.
5th power play goal of the game for the Sioux. The assist going to Bina. And Duncan at 8:03. This is like an NHL All-Star game. It's 7-5 North Dakota on top.
Well, there are 24 draft picks in this hockey game alone that have been drafted by the NHL.
Play along the far wall. Here's Hensick for Michigan. Trying to get away from Watkins. Now Watkins kicking it to his stick. Plays it back in behind the net. Watching over his shoulder is Sauer. You know, these goaltenders can't rest for a minute in this one. Here's Watkins coming out of that corner. Centering pass in front. And the one-time Kozik Fandor. Here comes Michigan the other way. Kevin Porter will follow it into the corner. He checks Big Joe Finley. Talk about a mismatch there size-wise. Finley is 6'7", and Porter's probably under 6 foot.
Well, you know, one thing you talk about Joe Finley is this is a guy that's 6'7", as you said, and he weighs a lot, but you know what? He moves his feet pretty well for a big guy.
Broken up by Kozik, and he'll flip it back out to neutral ice. 10:40 to play. 7-5 North Dakota. There's Dess throwing a check into Fabian. Fabian stays with it, now gets some help from Ryland Kite. Kite still with it, working it along the boards. Plays a little backhand pass. Down for Watkins, now got it over for Miller. Jones held it in at the point, but picked off in front of the net and sent back out to neutral ice. Here comes Turnbull. In over the line, centering pass, shot right on. Big save, Lamoureux, and Fabian able to clear it from out in front.
Well, if Michigan wants to get back into this, they're going to have to start driving the net. They do a great job right there, but Philippe Lamoureux is right on top of it.
Dorado sends it in deep. Line change here for the Wolverines. Under 10 minutes to go. We're past the midway point now, period number 2. And we've seen 6 goals in this period. 7-5 our score. Here's Big Tim Cook, the big defenseman out on the ice tonight. He's from Michigan, number 25. He's a senior that's been drafted by the Ottawa Senators. Kaloric skating through center. He'll angle it back into the Sioux end. It's going to come off the boards to Lamoureux. Makes no mistake this time. Rolls back into the near corner. Kaloric trying to get it off for Cogliano. Here's Cogliano, pulls up. Chorney trying to check him off the puck. Comes right to TJ Oshie, and here come the Sioux back the other way. Flipping it in. Kyle Radke and the Sioux also making a line shift.
Well, nice job right there, though, by Tyler Chorney. He does a great job of just letting Cogliano play the puck. He kind of keeps him, lets him play himself into the corner. When he has the opportunity to step in, take the puck, he's able to do that, but he keeps him away from the net.
Here's David Rolfs from the circle, keeping his eye in front. Kevin Porter was pitching down. And a penalty coming up here, and this is going to be against North Dakota. A penalty coming up on the Sioux, but they've got the lead by 2. TJ Oshie getting his second goal of the night at 8:03 of this period.
.com.
7-5 North Dakota, but Michigan's going to go on the power play here. A hooking call going against Robbie Bina at 11:15. And Michigan has a power play goal here tonight. They're 1 for 3 on the evening. Tonight's NCAA Hockey Championships coverage is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. They pick you up.
North Dakota penalty number 2.
And Michigan needs a little pickup right now as they've fallen behind by 2. 3 unanswered goals here by the Fighting Sioux. That's after 2 first-minute goals in this period, much like the first period. It's almost an identical period to the first.
It really is, and both teams are coming out. It is identical because Michigan started the period off very strong, but then they've kind of got back on their heels a little bit. And again, the interesting point, and I think that the great point from North Dakota Sioux with some of these young guys is the way they've responded.
Playing behind Lamoureux. Broken stick down on the ice. Michigan on the power play. Here's TJ Henson. Circling pattern in the corner, centering pass, comes to Porter. Pat saved Lamoureux and thrown out of the zone. Oh, what a play. Chris Porter playing without a stick, got his hand on it, and then just whipped it out of the zone.
Well, and there's been a lot of talk about these one-piece sticks. They're breaking at the inopportune times, and that happened right there.
Here's Oshie on the turnover. Dragged down, penalty coming up against Michigan, and that's going to do it for the power play.
Well, this one's going to be a hook right here, and I'll tell you, the penalty shot, to me, they should offer the penalty shot a lot more in hockey. I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, this is a prime example. You got a guy that's going to the net. Maybe he's not close enough to the net, but, I mean, they're supposed to say that he's, got an open break to the net. Okay, well, maybe he didn't have an open break, but I'll tell you what, if he's not hooked down right there, he's going to have an open break, and he doesn't get a shot. That's supposed to be another qualifier for a penalty shot.
So hooking on Kaloric at 12:27, that nullifies the Michigan power play. There's 48 seconds remaining in that penalty time to Bina. Then North Dakota would have a short man advantage.
And we talked about the special teams, we've been talking about the power play a lot, but the penalty kill for the North Dakota Sioux in the last 8 games has also been at about a 92%. So that's been very good this last couple of games.
Yeah, special teams for the Sioux, Jim, has been outstanding over the last 8 games or so. A lot of ice out there, 4-on-4, even though this is an NHL-sized rink, so it's a smaller ice sheet. A lot of ice anyway with the 4-on-4. Here's Dest, throws it on, Lamoureux, Pat save, comes to Hunwick. He has his shot broken up in front, and his stick broke too. Well, there's a lot of lumber laying down on the ice down there.
And I just referred to how a lot of these coaches talk about these one-piece sticks. In inopportune times, they end up breaking. And Coach Red Berenson is one of the main proponents. He's an old school guy, there's no doubt about it. But when you talk to him about it, it drives him crazy. And these are the reasons why it drives him crazy, because you got a guy in the high slot who's got a chance to get a shot on net. He doesn't get a shot, and then it almost turns it over for a breakaway for the North Dakota Sioux.
Red Berenson, one of the legends of college hockey. We talked about it a little bit ago. He'd love to get his team to St. Louis. He's a coach at St. Louis. He's the NHL Coach of the Year back in '81 for the Blues.
Oh, he spent a lot of time there, and I mean, there's some great memories for him. The funny thing for him was that, you know what, if I can get to the national tournament, I don't care where it is, because I can make a lot of things, have a lot of history anywhere.
There's a chance for Hensick all alone. Backhand. Oh, Lamoureux, big save. Philippe Lamoureux, who has had a tough night, and I'm sure he would admit it, coming up big on a Hobie Baker finalist right there.
Well, he's gotten most of these Sioux fans right out of their seat on that save. I mean, you look at TJ Hensick, kind of a poor turnover right here. Jack Johnson throws it up the middle, and Hensick kind of comes out of the blue. I don't know if he was coming off the bench or what, but he goes to that backhand. Lamoureux is able to just slide over, gets that pad out, gets that glove up, and makes a great save.
Lamoureux was the backup to Jordan Parisi last year. Didn't get a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, getting his opportunity this year. Struggled early on in the first period, even early on here in the second period. But a big save there, and his team leads by 2.
Well, and he got a great chance to learn, too. I mean, Jordan Parisi was one of, you know, what some people say one of the best goalies around in college hockey.
5-on-4 power play here for North Dakota. 25 seconds to go in the man advantage. Here's Hensick to skate it to center. And this one's going to roll in on Lamoureux. He's going to make no mistake, and he was charged into. And this should be a penalty on Michigan. We'll see if they call one.
There's no doubt. And this is Jack Johnson. I mean, we talked to Jack Johnson before this weekend, and he said, you know, last year he led Michigan as a freshman in penalty minutes. Let him in points, but he wanted to stay on the ice. He's not going to be able to stay on the ice if he's in the penalty box.
So this is going to be a 5-on-3 power play for 15 seconds for the Sioux when we come back. 5:48 to go in the period. 7-5 North Dakota.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty going against Jack Johnson. Now Michigan down 2 skaters here for 15 seconds. 5-on-3 power play for the Fighting Sioux.
Well, we're getting a good look at the 2 guys in the box, and Jack Johnson. These are the 2 guys that have actually, between the 2 of them, 5 shorthanded goals. So, I mean, you talk about important penalty killers. You cannot afford to have those 2 guys in the box, and Clark and Johnson.
It's going to see 5 seconds to go. Clark will be back in the play. And he is. So it's a 5-on-4 advantage now for the Sioux. And they have been deadly on the power play here so far tonight. 5 power play goals in 7 opportunities. Here's Vandevelde in the corner for the Sioux. Trying to set something up here. Here's Vandevelde, now finally gets some room to operate. Plays it in behind, and it's flipped up out of play. So we'll get a face-off here in the Michigan zone with 5:08 to go in the period. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in the penalty time.
And we've been talking about how potent that North Dakota power play is. And you look at the other side, the penalty killers for Michigan. This is a team that has got 14 shorthanded goals throughout the season. So, I mean, you know they're going to turn around. You know they're going to try and make some things happen, not just sit back. So don't be surprised if you see some opportunities by the guys with only 4 guys out there.
Side of the net. Jonathan Taves trying to throw it in front. Hunwick got in the way. And Michigan's able to clear it out of the zone. It actually got up into the North Dakota bench. So we'll have a face-off outside of the zone. Well, the favorite, according to some in that region, was Clarkson. Or maybe even St. Cloud State. Both got knocked out in the first round, and Maine is coming out of that region. They punched their ticket to St. Louis.
Well, this is a good hockey team, and they started off well at the beginning of the year. They struggled for a little bit. They got a question mark in the goaltending aspect of things, but they've got themselves into the first position for the Frozen Four.
Here's North Dakota on the power play, centering pass for Chorty, and he was neutralized out in the high slot. Good job defensively there by Cogliano. The roll in behind for Billy Sauer. Sauer hunted for Matera. He tried to clear the zone. He pounded it up along that far wall, held in. Now here's Oshie. Takes a hit there from Matera and goes down. No penalty. 35 seconds to go in the power play, and again up into the mesh. And another faceoff coming in the Michigan zone.
A nice job by Mark Matera right there, the defenseman, number 17 for the Michigan Wolverines, stepping into the lane right there. He sees that forward's moving up on the boards a little bit, so he follows him up. He gets his stick in the lane, and that pass coming across through the middle isn't going to make it for that one-time shot.
Michigan, the only team in the nation to average more than 4 goals per game, but North Dakota doing a pretty good job playing Michigan's game here tonight, leading 7-5. And still on the power play for 20 more seconds. Here's Genoway. Far circle. Brian Lee working the point on the right side. Here's Lee. Settles it down. Plays it now for Miller. Moving in. Shot. Save made. Sauer. Back up top for Genoway. Fakes a shot. Now back for Miller. There's Vandevelde. Kind of fanned on a pass there. Played to the corner. Vandevelde gets it back. And now Johnson's out of the box, and the Wolverines doing a nice job killing off a 5-on-3 disadvantage. Sometimes effective penalty kills can jumpstart a team just as much as a goal. And speaking of goals, maybe here's one for Jack Johnson moving in. Nice play to get a shot on, and we've got a penalty coming up against North Dakota. So Johnson doing a great job to create there and draws the penalty. So Michigan, after being down 2 men, they're going to go on the power play here when we come back. 3:24 to go in the period. 7-5 Sioux. There's Joe Finley in at 16:36 for holding. Michigan on the power play. Tonight's NCAA Hockey Championships coverage presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Welcome back to the Pepsi Center here in Denver with Jim Paradise. I'm Clay Mann. Glad to have you along for the West Region semis. It's been a shootout. Michigan and North Dakota, 12 goals combined. Here's Michigan on the power play. Chance in front, and Lamoureux kicked it out of there.
Well, nice puck movement right there. They moved out to the point, and they get it down to Henzik. Henzik looks through that gap through the middle, and Porter standing right there. Instead of shooting the puck, he looks for the big number 16, and David Rolfs standing on the doorstep. Rolfs gets a shot, but Philippe Lamoureux able to make the save.
Oshie brings it under his control and clears the puck. Minute 20 to go here in this power play. Henzik, good headman pass. Here's Porter. Backhand to forehand save, Lamoureux. And cleared to the back of the net. Lamoureux's been sharp here in this period late. A minute to go in the power play. Here's Johnson. Broken up in front by Chorney. Chorney goes down. Or at least slow to get up. Now he's going to make his way to the bench, but a great block by Taylor Chorney.
Well, you do what it takes, and Chorney right there doing a great job coming out front. And Jack Johnson, he's able to shoot the puck. We're talking about in the 100-mile-an-hour range. Chorney takes that one for the team.
3-on-2, moving in Camper. And cleared back out. 30 seconds to go in the power play here for Michigan. Down 2. Last 3 goals have come from North Dakota. They dropped it back for Cogliano. He overskated the puck, and Eric Fabian is able to clear by a little more time here on this penalty kill for the Sioux. Played to the North Dakota line, now tipped into the zone. Here's Kalora. Rattle it around the end boards to the far side, held in. And Mark Matera, now North Dakota coming back shorthanded. Here's Watkins, shot right on, and Billy Sauer makes the save just as Finley comes out of the penalty box.
Well, there's a bad turnover in the offensive zone on that blue line, and you look at the transition, you're able to turn it around. North Dakota doing a great job and bringing it back. An odd man rush. Watkins gets a nice shot off, but nice save right there. He's able to hang on to it, not able to get up the rebound. And then you got Lamoureux on the other side making a nice save right there. You can see him drop down into that nice butterfly style, but he controls his body a little bit. He's able to jump out, control the rebound, and get it behind the net.
Jonathan Taves to take this face-off. Let's take a look at the saves. Billy Sauer, 16 here tonight. Played with the highest stick here. 12 goals combined, is tied for second all-time. And Michigan was involved in the last time against Northern Michigan in 1992. Might see a record here tonight.
I'll tell you what, I remember those teams too, and they had some potent hockey players and some guys that are still playing in the National Hockey League. So, but Michigan, you know, they stick with the system. Berenson's one of those guys. He's going to run and gun. He's going to play. It's going to be high strung. It's going to be, you know, full-blown offense, and we're seeing that here tonight.
There's Berenson. You know, his team has played very well since Christmas. 14-6-1 since the holiday, but the best team in the country since then, the North Dakota Fighting Sioux, 15-3-4. And even in those losses, they were in those games. They've not been blown out. Overtime games, including the WCHA Final Five championship game. So quite a run here for the Fighting Sioux.
And they've been playing very good hockey, and they're getting good goaltending, getting good defensive, good play. But you look at the offensive side of things, as we're seeing here tonight, they've been able to open it up and score a lot of goals.
Fabian tried to get it over for Chorney. Poke checked away, played to the line, held in by Ryland Kite. Tried to get a shot off, broke it up. Just over 30 seconds to go here in the middle period. 7-5. Now here's Kozak. Got a shot off, but it was deflected up into the mesh. 25.9 seconds to go.
Well, nice job right there by Kozak, protecting the puck, going wide. You know, and you look at the forwards here. Just look at the lineup for North Dakota and for Michigan. You know, 1 through 4 in these lines, anybody can score because they skate so well. They're able to control the puck. And right there, Kozak does a nice job. He keeps his body protecting a little bit, tries to get that shot off, but good job by the defenseman for Michigan and getting the stick on it.
Ability to take this draw for North Dakota against Hensick, controlled by Michigan, and flipped out to center. Played back to the Michigan line. 15 seconds to go in the period. This is dumped into the corner. Ridley going after it for North Dakota. Doing battle with Rolfs. That's a couple of big bodies down there. Way to the point. Here's a shot. Nope, Matera's going to set it down. Now his shot goes wide, and that's going to do it for the period. Boy, has this been entertaining. 12 goals in all, 7-5, North Dakota on top, going into the third.
North Dakota 7.
Well, Michigan, you know, coming back into a little bit into it in the back of that period, but North Dakota doing a great job. The Sioux really battling. Good look at Lee here coming off the ice, but defensively, the Sioux starting to pick it up a little, play a little more physical in the defensive zone, and you're going to have to do that against a team like Michigan because of the way they can skate. Cogliano, number 9, he can skate very well. Hensick, this kid can move his feet. So for North Dakota to finish this, to end up winning this hockey game, they're going to have to play better defensively and physically. Control the puck a little bit more, and when they have an opportunity to get it out of the zone, make sure there's some support there. Their wingers, their forwards are coming down, helping the defensemen to get it out of the zone and take it out and transition the puck a little better.
I don't know what the psyche is of the goaltenders right now.
What do you?
Shell shock.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what do you do? I mean, and they're not seeing the puck very well. That's the difference right now. I mean, usually a goaltender at this level, when he sees the puck, he's going to be able to make the save. But with the way these two teams are driving to the net, they get in these big forwards on top of the goaltenders, and they're not able to see the puck to make the saves.
Well, TJ Hensick is a Hobie Baker candidate, one of the top 10 finalists. The winner's going to be announced in St. Louis during the Frozen Four weekend. TJ Hensick is hoping to be there as a player for the Michigan Wolverines. He joins us now, and TJ, you know, we knew coming in that this was going to be an entertaining hockey game. I don't know that anybody thought there would be 12 goals scored through 2 periods. What'd you think?
No, not at all, especially if we're going to win. You know, we got to stay out of the box. Our power play is just, you know, dominating our penalty kill, and it's kind of embarrassing. So, you know, if we can stay out of the box and, you know, bury our chances. You know, Porter and I both had breakaways and didn't score. If we score there, it's 7-7 game going in the third.
TJ, you talk about the special teams, but when you're playing 5-on-5, what do you guys need to do as a 5-man unit, you know, to be successful in this third period?
Well, our forecheck's a left wing lock. We need to make sure that left wing guy, you know, locks onto the boards there, and our right D has to pinch. You know, we have to cause turnovers and create chances off of them and make sure we capitalize. Do
you talk to Billy Sauer at all to give him any advice during this period? Because it's been a tough game for both goaltenders.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough. I think, you know, more so for their goalie because our goals seem to be 5-on-5. Ours are against, or at least on the penalty kill, where, you know, someone doesn't have a chance. You know, there's a couple you might want to have back, but, you know, for the most part, they're backdoor empty net goals.
All right, TJ, good luck in this one.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Third period coming up. TJ Hensick, thank you for joining us. North Dakota 7-5 going to the third period. TJ Hensick has a couple of goals and an assist in this one, but his team is down 2. We're back on the intermission after this timeout.
Here's what.
North Dakota 7, Michigan 5. We're in our second intermission here in Denver. The NCAA West Regionals presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And it's been a shootout. TJ Oshie for North Dakota, 2 goals and an assist in this one. Let's get to know more about TJ Oshie.
Hi, I'm TJ Oshie. I'm a sophomore forward from the University of North Dakota. I'm from Warren, Minnesota, and I played right wing. I started playing hockey when I was 5 years old. It wasn't my only sport though. I was a basketball player, baseball player, football player, soccer ball player. Played about all the sports, but then at the end hockey was kind of my best one, so I stuck with that. My favorite sports movie is The Legend of Bagger Vance. My favorite TV show is Man vs. Wild, and my favorite athlete is Wayne Gretzky because he's the greatest hockey player of all time.
Well, he's been pretty great in this game himself, 2 goals and an assist.
Well, I think he took picked the right sport. There's no doubt about it because he's been outstanding here tonight. But he leads the team in assists. I mean, he's a big kid. He's one of these NHL prototype players. I mean, he skates very well. He plays physical, but he can score some goals, and he sees the ice very well, as you can see with leading the team in assists.
Well, we've seen 12 goals through 2 periods in this one. It's a long way from being decided. 20 minutes of action still to come. I'm sure we have not seen the last of the goal scorer. Between periods 2 and 3, 7-5 North Dakota. It's a Hockey East officiating crew here tonight. The referee is Dave Hansen. Let's listen in on sounds of the game.
Sportsmanlike conduct, number 3, yellow. Yeah, but we got to make sure we check upstairs that we have the guys who were on the ice when the infraction occurred, because it has to be somebody that was on the ice when the infraction occurred. So they'll give us a list at the start of the period, so who was on the ice, so we know who to pick from. Thank you.
Dave Hansen, our official tonight, our referee of this Hockey East crew. And you know, there haven't been a ton of penalty calls, but the officials have been busy tonight.
Well, they've had their work cut out for them, no doubt about it. And I think that the referees, try to control this game a little bit on the physical aspect at the beginning of it, making some calls. But the way these teams are driving to the net and the way these teams are, after every whistle, getting in everybody's faces, these guys have definitely got their work cut out from them and have done a pretty good job here tonight.
Now, when I say there haven't been a ton of penalties, I'm sure Michigan would argue that's because there have been 5 power play goals for the Sioux here tonight. Second intermission continues after this. We're out in the West region, and it's been the wild, wacky West here tonight. Michigan has owned the first minute of periods tonight with 4 goals in the first minute of each. But North Dakota twice tonight has gone on 3-goal spurts, and they're on a 3 unanswered run right now as we head into period number 3. 7-5 North Dakota on top. Can you believe it?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, the nice thing for North Dakota right now coming in this, when leading after 2, they're 19-3-2, and a lot of that is due to good goaltending. They got to get good goaltending in this period. Now, on the other side, Michigan's got to come out and play 5-on-5 hockey.
And here we go in period number 3. The opening draw is controlled by Michigan, played in deep into their own end. Billy Sauer, the netminder for Michigan, even though he's given up 7, he's still in there. Philippe Lamoureux, he's had a tough go of it at times. He's still in there for the Sioux. Jack Johnson trying to stop that puck. It's going to come all the way down, and this is going to be icing against North Dakota.
You can see in the neutral zone when when Michigan wins that draw, they go D to D up to the boards, and then they're looking for that middle guy coming across, and they've almost hit him a couple times.
You see the score there. You see the shots on goal. The power plays is the key stat. 5 for 8 here tonight.
Oh, and Coach Berenson and his staff have got to be a little frustrated with some of those calls that have been there. But I'll tell you what, it's the boardings, it's the punches up high, it's the slashings. Those are the ones that are going to be called. I don't care where the game is or how it's played.
Here's Bina, gets it ahead at center, and it's dumped in by Chris Porter. Watkins trying to play it down deep, can't do it. It hopped his stick back out to center. Now running it down is Bina, has it taken away by Cogliano, and he kind of got it right in there on Lamoureux. Again, that second line for Michigan is almost as deadly as that first line. Cogliano, the ringleader. And there's a shot right in over the line. Right in, and a save made by Philippe Lamoureux. And another icing call. Shots in this hockey game, 23-21 in favor of North Dakota. And you take a look at our story tonight. 4 goals in the first 5 minutes. 4 goals in the first 5 minutes of both periods, actually. And like I said just moments ago, Michigan has owned the opening minute of the first 2 periods, but You know, North Dakota's probably thinking, wow, we dodged a bullet here. We went through the first minute of the third and didn't give up the goal.
and you talk about the shots, and you look at the score right now, you would think the shots would be about 40 to 50 in this hockey game because it's been so back and forth. But when the shots are getting on net, I mean, both teams have made them count.
Jason Dess holds the line. Here's Liebler, gets it down. Turnbull goes right to the net, and a save made by Lamoureux. Kozik able to chop it back out to center, runs it down, and he'll lift it in deep. There's Sauer way out of the cage, and we've seen that backfire on Lamoureux once tonight. Here's Liebler now. Taking it away is Fabian, goes airborne, bouncing puck behind the net. Camper trying to settle it down, gathers it in, plays it to the top of the zone and out. Now here comes Brian Lee back in for the Sioux. Pass drop back for Miller, and his shot right on. Sauer steady there, makes the save. ESPN2's coverage of the Frozen Four begins on April 5th, 4 o'clock Eastern. The coverage of the national semis. For a preview, go to NCAAsports.com, the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships. Here's a look at that last save by Billy Sauer.
You know, Billy Sauer doing a nice job. You can see him kind of following the puck. A nice drop pass right here. And Billy Sauer comes out of the net a little bit. He's able to force that one. He's able to see it. And the thing that he controlled, did well right there, is he controlled the puck.
Fourth line out there for North Dakota. Giving those top line guys a rest here. Turned over, Matera able to get it back out to neutral ice. Sneaks right on by Chorney. In behind the net for Lamoureux, makes no mistake this time, paddles it to the near wall and hustles back between the pipes. Here's Zajac now, stapled up against the wall by Cirillo. Comes to Miller's stick. Miller now trying to get some momentum up to get it out of the zone. Falls down, chips it ahead to center. Got it to the Michigan line. Matera chips it back, and it's going to roll back deep into the North Dakota end of things. 17:20 to play, 7-5 North Dakota. Radke dumps it in. Headman pass for Kevin Porter out of his reach. Here's TJ Oshie now. TJ Oshie through the logo, falls down on his own, no whistle. Played back into the North Dakota end. Here's Robbie Bina. Headman pass for Jonathan Taves. He was checked by Hunwick. Rolls in behind, out of the net, and he's Sauer to play it to the near wall. Back to the blue line and out of the zone. Another man goes down. Porter will drive it in deep, and this is going to be icing on Michigan. 16:45 to play in the period. Well, Minnesota has advanced. They beat Air Force earlier today. 3 unanswered in the third period was the key. And the Gophers will get the winner of this one. And this is a long way to go to be decided. We've seen a 12-goal score. That final 6 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow night. Check your local listing.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm Minnesota and I'm the coaching staff sitting up in the stands watching this one, I don't know what to do or what to say to my players.
I don't know. Gagliano tried the little centering pass, broken up. Vandevelde there for North Dakota, trying to dig it free. Fence for it, comes loose into the circle. They get it off for Porter. Porter lugs it out to center ice. Watkins had it momentarily. Now Summers takes it back. A little backhand that goes wide. Chris Summers, freshman out of the state of Michigan. Honorable mention all-rookie team in the CCHA this year. Here's Steve Camper now. Camper off for Dest. Talk about a good defenseman. That's Jason Dest. And this one goes out of play. His job is to shut down the other team's top player, and so many times this year he has done just that. It's been a lot tougher tonight, though, against this powerful North Dakota team.
Oh, it is, and I mean the way they skate, and I'm sure he sees a lot of good boards, you know, in the CCHA. But the way this team moves, and there's not just one guy. You got Oshie, you got Porter, you got Taves, you got Duncan. All these guys out there. The one thing that they have done well tonight, as far as defensive core, is played the body on Duncan and kept him pretty quiet.
Back out at center ice. Ryland Kite chips it out of the zone, but dumped right back in. From the corner, played to the blue line and out. And we've got a whistle here with 15:39 to go in the third. NCAA Hockey Championships coverage is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. North Dakota on top by 2. Final period. 15:39 to play. There's Brian Lee behind his own net. Nifty stick handling and skating. Gets it ahead for TJ Oshie. He battles through a check. Falls down, but gets it in deep. Jonathan Taves trying a little centering pass between his skates. Knocked down. Loose in that corner. Ryan Duncan hops on it. Played to the blue line. Lee keeps it in. Ryan Lee, one of the 3 North Dakota defensemen with more than 20 points. Mr. Hockey in 2005 in the state of Minnesota. Played at Moorhead High School. Now here comes Kevin Porter. Remember back way at the beginning of this hockey game, he had the game's first one. There, tipped in front. Jack Johnson a couple of tries. And the save made by Philippe Lamoureux.
Well, you're talking about Brian Lee on the one side, but you talk about Jack Johnson coming the other way. Michigan's got to get back into the hockey game. Yes, they're only down by 2 goals and they got a lot of time left, but Jack Johnson is a guy that's going to step up into the zone. He gets the puck in the slot, he takes that shot, but then he follows it up. You see him drive right to the net, goes on top of the goaltender and looking for that rebound, and he gets a second shot and almost beats Philippe Lamoureux.
Johnson out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. First team All-CCHA. Named the league's top offensive defenseman. Look at that. Went through 5 minutes of this period without a goal. Guys are getting tired, I think. Certainly Lamoureux's been busy. Off the draw. One-timer from Camphor. Didn't get all of it. Kind of bounced toward the net. Played now to the near corner. Here's Camphor again. Broken up nicely in front by Porter. And back out at center. Camphor will dump it in this time. Lamoureux slows it down for Finley. Joe Finley gets it up along the near wall to the blue line. And Camphor again keeps it in deep. In behind. Side of the net, now played to the far wall. Watkins trying to skate it back out to center ice. He's held up by Dest. And now finally, North Dakota is able to get it out of there.
Well, North Dakota getting a good break right there because they had 3 guys, their 2 defensemen and their centerman down behind the goal line, just kind of puck steering. Michigan not able to get the puck to the front of the net, but they got 2 guys wide open sitting on the doorstep.
Got an icing, and we'll have a face-off back in the Michigan end. You know, there's only 2 seniors on this North Dakota team, but with 2 Frozen Fours in the last 2 years, this is an experienced group of Fighting Sioux, and you can see it in the way they played here tonight. Well, you know, Michigan got out to that early lead, but then the Sioux come right back. An experienced team knows how to do that.
And we kept throwing that at Coach Hextall, saying, hey, you know, inexperienced, you got young guys, We said, you know what, these guys don't play young. They battle, you know, they're a good unit, they play together, but you know the other thing is they played in a lot of big hockey games. You talk about the World Juniors, you talk about all the different games these young guys have played in. That's why they're an experienced set of sophomores and freshmen.
Well, you talk about the Final 5 alone. That's almost like a national tournament with the crowds and the quality of play.
Well, and we were there last weekend, and there's no doubt about it. I mean, you play in front of 20,000 people. There's not a lot of people that get to play in that atmosphere, and I don't care if you're in the National Hockey League or not. And it's just a great stepping stone, or getting you ready for a situation like this.
Here's Lee. Get it off for Miller. Miller gets some room and gets it ahead for Zajac. Through center. Plays it in deep. Sauer puts it up on the glass. And Michigan's able to clear it back out. Liebler's pass gets off for Turnbull. Turnbull dragged down. No penalty call. Liebler keeps it in deep. Now here's Miller. Just over 13 minutes to go. 7-5 North Dakota. Shots 24. Check that, 25-24 in favor of Michigan now. The only thing that matters is the scoreboard.
Well, you can see Michigan start to come a little bit more, and they're getting their defensemen involved. They're pinching on the boards a little bit. They got good coverage. You know, he talked to Henzek after the period, and he says, in the neutral zone, we're locking a little bit, trying to get the defensemen to step up. But now in the offensive zone, they're going to have to pressure. And anytime that puck comes up the boards, the defenseman, you're going to see him pinch in, try to create the turnovers, but they better make sure that they've got a forward fill in that gap. Otherwise, they're going to give up a lot of odd man rushes the other direction.
Here's Oshie, who we talked with in the intermission. Now Hensick. Hensick throws it out in front. Hensick, a little elbow there. Oshie comes out of the zone with it, headed center. In over the line, here's Duncan. Shot went right by Sauer into the end boards. I mean, Duncan's got a quick shot. There's a chance. Turning, firing there is Watkins, and Billy Sauer makes the save.
A nice save by Billy Sauer right there, using his pretty good sized frame to hold that pipe, and he drops down, but he keeps his body up enough to not give up that upper corner right there. And you can see the North Dakota guy coming hard around the net, and Sauer able to just hold his ground. So many goaltenders don't know how to react right there. He makes a commitment, he gets down, and he makes a nice save.
Sauer had 35 saves against Notre Dame in the CCHA title game. See the saves here tonight. He's got 18 in this game. Got a penalty here on Hensick. Yeah. Hensick's going to get the gate here.
Well, I think this one's actually going to be a 10-minute misconduct. He's not. I mean, we're going to play 5-on-5 hockey, but TJ Hensick is going into the box for 10 minutes.
Well, I did see an elbow back on this end of the ice, but I didn't.
But if it's an elbow, it's going to be a 2-minute plus a certain game. So if he's just getting, because it's 5-on-5 right now, so it's just a 10-minute misconduct. He's either saying something to the referee.
So Hensick is out of action.
Well, how does that suit your team when you got to get back into a hockey game and you're down 2 goals?
And for the balance of this hockey game, Hensick will be in the penalty box. So big break here for the Fighting Sioux. Back out at center, flipped in by Porter. I'd like to know what happened down there. Got Hensick the gate for 10. Hensick trying to become the first Hobie Baker winner since Brendan Morrison won it in '97 for the University of Michigan. Morrison's a big reason that Hensick came back for his senior year, because he was offered a pro contract from the Avalanche. And Morrison talked him into staying for his senior year. At least one of the players that talked him into staying. Johnson went right over the top of Lamoureux.
Well, there's the defenseman again. Top offensive defenseman in the CCHA, and that's why, because he's going to jump into the play. But you know why he can do that? He's got another guy, Matt Hunwick, his defensive partner, who is the defensive player of the year in the CCHA. So he knows that he's going to have a guy stand back there on the point for him.
Well, TJ Hensick can't help his team right now. He's in the penalty box for misconduct. His team down 2. We're still trying to figure out why Hensick was given the 10-minute misconduct penalty. No word yet, but certainly doesn't help Michigan's cause.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, you got your assistant captain, you got a Hobie Baker candidate, you got a guy that led the nation with 66 points in scoring, and when you're down 2 goals, you need a guy. And he's, we talked about at the beginning of the hockey game, he struggled in the NCAA playoffs. He's not struggling tonight. He's had a great night so far.
That one gets right into Lamoureux's catching glove, and he holds on. 10:46 to go. Lamoureux has settled down quite a bit. I mean, the first minute of the first period, gave up a couple. First minute of the second period, gave up a couple, but battled back. He's got his team in front right now and a chance to win this game.
Well, he really has, and he's seeing the puck a lot better right now, and he's controlling a lot better. But, I mean, this is a kid that struggled last weekend, giving up a couple bad goals, as we talked about. And it's nice to see for him to be able to get back in it. Hopefully for him also, as he knows that his team's going to be able to score some goals.
Cogliano clears it from out in front. Michigan trying to come back the other way. Here's Porter. He'll send it right on. It goes right in front of Lamoureux. Now Taves picks up the loose puck, gets it ahead for Oshie. TJ Oshie coming in over the line. He's going to wait for help. Decides to dump it in behind. Billy Sauer leaves it back there for Cogliano. Andrew Cogliano plays it off for David Rolfs. Poke checked away at center ice. Cogliano has to regroup back in his own zone with his defensive helpers. And now Cogliano will play it in deep. We're under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Well, we talked about the Hobie Baker finalists in this game, Duncan and Hensick, and here's what they've done tonight. Not bad.
And both guys getting really involved. I mean, Duncan, would say he's been a little quiet because he hasn't scored any goals, but tell you what, that one play he made on the board, getting it down deep, he's showing that he's an all-around player. And then Hensick, using the speed, he's coming in, he's walked a couple of the defensemen, he's got to the net, and he's scored some big goals. But right now, he's not going to be able to do anything for his team for the next few minutes.
TJ Hensick with the most points in college hockey, well over 200. He can't help his team right now, that's right. And here's a penalty coming up.
Well, there's a big hit right there, and I don't know if they're going to make a call or not. I know there's going to be an offsides coming into the zone. Unless the assistant referee is going to make a call.
Yeah, Camper's going off.
He's going off on his. Nobody told him to go off right there. He thought he had it was an offsides call. He made a nice hit. He got up underneath him. You can see right here. Gets down a little bit, and that's just a good hip check. If you're going to come across the middle, you better make sure you keep your head up, and you don't want to jump. He jumps up right a little bit right there, and that's just good, solid body, and the offsides was the whistle.
Won the silver medal with the under-17 team in Germany. Freshman out of Jackson, Michigan. He was in the penalty box. He had a skate in there, but then realized no penalty.
I'll tell you, that's the first guy I've ever seen just go over there.
Volunteered
like, hey,
himself.
Open the door for me, will you? I want to sit down and take a break.
North Dakota able to clear it back out to neutral ice. Played back to the Michigan line. Dest got it ahead at center. Loose puck here. Scooped up by Turnbull. Headman pass for Tim Miller. Tim Miller brought down to the ice. Michigan would like to see a penalty here, none coming. 7-5 North Dakota. We're past the 11-minute mark now of period number 3. Here coming through neutral is Brad Miller. He'll dump it in. And North Dakota will make a line change. Boy, conditioning comes into play here now in the late stages of this hockey game.
And North Dakota's been able to roll 4 lines right now. And that's just a bonus for them. You stay out of the box, you can keep your guys together, roll 4 lines. If you go with quick shifts, 30 seconds, 25, 30 seconds, it's not going to hurt you as bad. When you get out there for a minute and a half, that's when it's going to hurt you.
Right on, Lammer with a stick save. David Rolfs with that last shot. Here's Ryan Duncan. And his pass picked off. Headed center, this is Johnson who tips it in with a little help from Kevin Porter. Coming up on 8 minutes to go, and time now have to be a consideration for the Michigan Wolverines. And again, getting no help from their top player, TJ Hensick, in the penalty box. Took a 10-minute misconduct at 7:34 of the period. So he's got some time to sit yet.
Well, when I was a player, you had guys that talk about coaches that would say, hey, you need 5 minutes at a time. You got to worry about 5 minutes. You play 5 minutes, hopefully you can get a goal there, and then you got another 5 minutes. So they still do have enough time to get it back into it. But I'll tell you what, it is running out.
Chopped down along the near wall, comes loose. Kaloric played it off for the far wall, nobody there. Then Summers runs it down, dumps it in behind it. Genoway got it to the line. Dest doing a good job to keep it in. Now it comes off for Porter's stick, and Porter drops it back for Kipe. Here comes Kipe, sends one over the shoulder of Sauer. Now it's loose at the side of the net and cleared to the near corner. Then boards are live. There's Camphor again. And he'll shovel it back out to center ice. 7 minutes to play here in Denver. Swatted over to the far wall. Pinching in there is Zajac. Paddled for it behind the Sauer. And Dest will get it back out. Here comes Brian Liebler out of British Columbia. There's a shot from Turnbull, the backhander handled by Lamoureux. Some physical activity behind the net. 6:38 to go. The Sioux trying to hold on to this lead. Michigan's the top scoring team in the country, but they've got their hands full now. They're down 2 with 6:38 to go, and their top scorer is in the penalty box for about 4 more minutes.
sometimes, you know, you look at that and you need something for your team to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they need TJ Oshie, there's no doubt, to score some goals. But, you know, when you get kind of behind the 8 ball right now, you get somebody that steps up. You got Cogliano that can play the game. You've got Porter that can play the game. So you get somebody to step into that role and maybe can make some things happen.
Porter on the backhand, gets it back in deep behind the net. Battled for there, Rolfs. Got it out for Cogliano. Now Chorney. And the Sioux get it out to center and back into the Michigan end. 7-5 Sioux. Coming up on the 14-minute mark of this hockey game. Or the remainder of this hockey game, I should say, the third period. And it's been a quiet third period comparatively. I mean, wow, we saw a lot of goals in this hockey game, but they all came in the first and second period.
Well, this third period's gotten a little more physical, there's no doubt, and I think both teams kind of, you know, hunkered down in the defensive zone, playing the bodies a little bit more. But as far as goals come, yes, they have not come as easy.
Now here comes Porter through center, and it was tipped in that far corner. Up, down in behind, there's Big Joe Finley, pinned up against the wall by Chris Summers for Michigan. Watkins in to lend a hand for the Sioux. Now Bina takes a bump over on the far wall, loose puck, turning, firing toward the net, broken up. Held in the zone here by Michigan. Centering pass broken up again, lays there momentarily. Now Matera trying to hold the zone, can't do it for Michigan. Loose at center, scooped up, moving in, shot, broken up. That shot by Kozik, but it hit the defenseman out in front. Under 5 minutes to go. Hensick still in the box for a couple more minutes here. Sauer again leaves it in behind. There's Dest. Good job here by the Sioux, keeping the Wolverines bottled up in their own end. There's Turnbull to get it back out to center, but there really is no momentum coming out of their zone right now for Michigan.
Well, North Dakota's doing a good job of holding the puck on the boards. Even in the defensive zone, when they get it on their stick, they're just throwing it high off the glass, being very smooth with the puck, making those simple plays. You got to keep it simple. You know, on the other side of it, when they come into the offensive zone, they're dumping it in, throwing one guy who's going hard, and then they're taking away the sideboards. Michigan's not able to break it out.
Well, there they just dumped it in again. An icing call here on Michigan. Let's take a look at the Midwest region here tonight. Michigan State on top of Notre Dame. It's still going on in the second period, about midway point of that period, but good start for the Spartans.
Well, I think Notre Dame probably kind of going into this hockey game, you know, thinking, whoa, we got lucky. I mean, they ended up going into double overtime, so are they tired? There's a good chance. But Michigan State's a good hockey team. I saw them play earlier. They can skate very well, and they got a good goaltender. So that's what's going to do it for you at this, you know, point of the season.
Coming up on 4 minutes to go. Time really running out here on Michigan. Down 2. They've scored a lot of goals in this season. They've scored 5 here in this hockey game, but none here in the third period. North Dakota keeping the Wolverines bottled up. Hensick doesn't come back on the ice for another minute and a half yet. He'll come back at the 2:26 mark. Dumped in deep here in the North Dakota end. Right off to the far corner. Hunwick keeps it in, trying to get it off for Rolfs. Rolfs tied up there by Chorney. Very good defenseman for the Sioux. Played off to the far wall now. Now Porter jumps on it. Has Matera at the point. Trying to get it to him. Falls down. Loose in the slot. We are going to have a penalty coming up here. It's going to be a tripping call on the Sioux. And Michigan needs a power play goal. And they'll have an opportunity here to get one. Center in Denver, Colorado, the West semifinals. Alongside Jim Paradise, I'm Clay Matman. 7 national titles for the Fighting Sioux. 9 national titles, an NCAA record for the Michigan Wolverines, but boy, are they up against it right now. 12 goals in the first 32 minutes of this hockey game. None since. Both teams in a little bit of a drought here after a furious start. Michigan needs 2 to tie. They've got a man advantage now. Power play, a penalty on Watkins at 16:41 for North Dakota. Side of the net, couple of whacks at it. Lamoureux holding his ground and out of the zone. power play has been great for North Dakota here tonight. But as far as Michigan is concerned, they're 1 for 5 on the power play this season. There's a shot. Lamoureux the save, rebound. Porter right in front. And cleared out of there. Great job by Lamoureux. Again, I'll say it. He has been steady the second half of this hockey game.
Well, Jack Johnson does a nice job getting the puck to the net, and you got the big Rolf standing, number 16, standing on top of the goaltender. He gets a couple whacks on it, but Lamoureux makes some big saves. North Dakota defensemen have got to step in there and clear him out of the way.
Well, TJ Oshie is back in and able for duty. There's a shot from Hunwick that got through, trying to use the defenseman as a screen. Again, Lamoureux makes the save as Oshie should be rested now. He's spent the last 10 minutes of game time on the bench serving a misconduct penalty, the bench in the penalty box.
Well, it's going to be interesting right now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the hockey game, whether or not Red Berenson calls his timeout. Get Oshie out of there. Now you got to start thinking about when the goaltender is going to come out. In tonight's earlier game, we saw the Air Force Academy pull their goaltender with about 2 minutes because the puck was in the zone. You get that face-off, and they are going to call their timeout right now, but it's a great time to call it because the puck, you got the face-off in the offensive zone. Now you can work on your play a little bit. You know, you get your guys in your roles, you talk to them, you make sure, okay, if you win the draw, this is what you're going to do. If you lose the draw, hey, here's where we got to be. But at least you've got that opportunity to win the face-off and try and get some scoring chances out of it.
Well, the winner of this one gets Minnesota in the regional final, which is tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern time. Check your local listings. North Dakota on top by 2 here with 2:20 to go, but there is a minute remaining here in this Michigan power play.
Well, and for North Dakota, I mean, it's, you know, you talk about being that man short, okay? Because now when North Dakota, if they get the puck on the stick, you know, they can throw it down without getting a whistle, which is going to take some time off that clock. But, hey, they got to win the one-on-one battles. And anytime they get that puck, you know, it's got to go high off the glass. Don't throw it up the middle because you know that's where Michigan's going to have their extra guy kind of high in that slot looking for that pass. So, yes, it is nice to be able to, you know, to throw it down, not get the icing. But I'll tell you what, being 6-on-4, it is difficult.
Important draw here for Michigan. They need to win it. Controlled by North Dakota. Net is empty. Here's a chance for Oshie with the empty net. Scores. And North Dakota with the haymaker right there, making it 8-5.
When you talk about a face-off being important, what if you lose the draw, what are you going to do? Right there, they lose the draw, but nobody gets on top of the defenseman and tries to pressure him, so they throw it off the boards, and Hunwick steps up into the zone right here, trying to keep it in. You can see it doesn't go out. He has a chance, but he's got no help right there. He's got to make sure when he goes down to play that puck, that if he doesn't get the puck, he's got to get the body in. And that's a tough position to be in right there, especially when it comes out bouncing like that. Hunwick tried to do what he could do, but he needed some help to keep Oshie away from that open net.
Hat trick for TJ Oshie. This goal coming at 17:49 of the third. And it's going to be a rematch of the WCHA championship game. Minnesota and North Dakota tomorrow night here for the right to go to St. Louis and play in the Frozen Four. Drive from the point. Lamoureux, a couple of big saves right there. And again, Philippe Lamoureux has been solid, especially here in the third period. Another big drive, and that one again scoots right by the net.
I'm surprised right now. I mean, the Michigan didn't keep their goaltender pulled. I mean, what do they got to lose at this point in the hockey game? You might as well try, and you still got a minute and a half. He puts them out. Yeah, maybe they're on the power play, but hey, this is the end of the season. You don't win here tonight, you're done. So surprisingly, Coach Berenson puts his goaltender back in and just goes with the 5-on-4 advantage versus the 6-on-4 advantage.
And there's 3 seconds remaining here in this penalty to Watkins. And then the Sioux will be back at full strength. You talk about special teams being a factor here tonight. Certainly, the Sioux winning that battle, the special teams battle.
Well, and not only on the power play, but on the penalty kill. They did a tremendous job of clearing the puck, letting Lamoureux see it, but, you know, doing a good job of just working into that zone and not giving Michigan a lot of opportunities.
Here's Genoway as the Sioux are back at full strength. Just over a minute to go in this game. We've got an icing call here. The faceoff coming back in the North Dakota end. And, you know, we talked about North Dakota being the hottest team in the country in the second half. And even the losses that they took, they were in those games, they played well. This team has not had a bad game since Christmas.
Oh, they really haven't. And last weekend we talked about, you know, the struggling a little bit. Did that hurt them coming in here tonight? No, it didn't, because they played pretty well. They didn't get great goaltending, but, you know, this is the team that responds every time. And the turning point for them is what they said is when they went into Minnesota this year and swept them late in January, they went into Minnesota, swept the Gophers both games. And I mean, that was a huge turning point for their season.
Under a minute to go. Michigan lugs it in deep. Body check thrown there. Puck comes free. Played back to the line and out. 45 seconds to go. Michigan out shooting North Dakota 34-27 in this game, but the only thing that matters is the scoreboard. Here's Turnbull, follows it over to the far boards, turns, fires, and picked off. And cleared out of there by Kyle Radke. Moving in, another shot that's deflected up into the mesh. That stops the clock with 25 seconds to go. Let's take a look at our Pontiac game-changing performance, and no doubt TJ Oshie, spectacular here tonight. 3 goals and an assist.
Oh, and he's played really physical too. I mean, yes, you talk about the goal, the assist he's had. He's been all over the ice, but he's been killing penalties. He's been out there in every situation, power play, penalty kill. But I love TJ Oshie when he plays the body, and that's when he is a dominating player.
Radke with a shot broken up in front, cleared from in front. Now back in the slot. 15 seconds to go. And North Dakota, which has been to the Frozen Four the last 2 years, one step closer on the road to St. Louis. They win it here tonight, 8-5 over Michigan. And here come the Sioux to congratulate Philippe Lamoureux. And he hung in there. He was shell-shocked early, but hung in there.
Well, I think this is one game where he may be congratulating his players for putting the amount of goals they did on the scoreboard. But he did, as you said earlier, he was able to come back into this game, and he made some big saves.
Well, we had 12 goals in the first 2 periods. Just 1 here in the third. And it was a goal scored by TJ Oshie on the open net. It basically put the icing on the cake for the Sioux, and they win it here 8-5. They're going to have a rematch with the Golden Gophers. That one went to overtime the last time they met. Minnesota pulled it out. We'll see what happens tomorrow night. So TJ Oshie, the hat trick here tonight in the semifinals. And the Sioux are moving on. The final here in Denver tonight, North Dakota 8, Michigan 5. And you take a look at the West region, Minnesota and North Dakota with a rematch of that WCHA Final 5 title game. Minnesota won it in overtime. It was a well-played game, and they're going to meet again here in Denver. Both of these teams here tonight needed come-from-behind wins.
Well, and both these teams played pretty well in the third period, no doubt about it. I mean, Minnesota jumping back into it, and they really needed to get that momentum coming in tomorrow night. But North Dakota, what can you say? I mean, the offensive ability that they've had, they've got to play better defensively in that championship game tomorrow night if they want to get into that Frozen Four.
Once again, our final score, North Dakota 8, Michigan 5. Be sure to join us tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern, as North Dakota tangles with Minnesota, the winner moving on to the Frozen Four in St. Louis. The proceeding has been produced by ESPN Regional Television and distributed by ESPN Syndication. For my partner Jim Paradise and our entire crew, I'm Clay Matvick. So long from Denver, Colorado. It was a shootout. 8-5 the final. The North Dakota Fighting Sioux one step closer to getting back to the Frozen Four for the 3rd straight year. So long from the Pepsi Center in Denver, everybody.